We'd like to welcome you here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Thermopolis Bobcats. It's American Legion Baseball on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. The Worland Chiefs come to town as they get set to take on the Thermopolis Bobcats. And first pitch, and we are underway from Whitt Field. Starting pitcher on the mound today for Thermopolis is Timothy Lippincott. Saw him last on the mound, I believe, against Cody. 1-1 count here. Cannon Tiedemann is up to bat here for Worland. Saw a little bit of him during the soccer season. He's a really good soccer player. Let's see how he is as a baseball player. Swung on, and that one's into the dirt and missed. 1-2. Tiedemann now sitting at a 2-1 count. So I guess that's not correct. We're going to try and proceed despite the internet gremlins here. I know it's not perfect, but it's better than what we had against Lovell, I guess, which was nothing at all. Has to get out of the way of that one, 3-1. Or 3-2 count, so I guess relying too much on the scoreboard there. I apologize. Lippincott looking for a strikeout to begin this one. Swung on, this one hit up toward right. Gets underneath it and can't get the grab, but that's a base hit. Tiedemann digs for second. He'll round second and go to third. And Tiedemann, he's going to go for it. Rounds third, comes home, and inside the park, home run. First one up, and it's a run. An inside the park home run for Cannon Tiedemann to make it a 1-0 ball game. He had a set of wheels on him there. And now stepping in will be, I believe this is Mason Tigner. Tigner, I believe we saw him last on our broadcast during the basketball season. I do believe plays AAU basketball here in Thermop. Tigner swung on and missed, strike one. Getting that updated. There we go. 1-0 count here. Or sorry, 1-1 count. Winds up to deliver. And strike two. Oh, shoot. So before we get started, we do have a sponsor. I forgot to put their logo on our banner, though. This game, that one, I think he was hit by pitch there. So Tigner will get walked. That'll send him up to first base to start us off. We'd like to announce that today's game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Company. So glad to have them on as a brand new sponsor here on TBSN. Swung on, this one hit on the ground, out toward third, pick. He will beat the throw to first, I believe. So that is a base hit. Now stepping in, Charlie Turner. 1-0 game, and I don't know if there's somebody on second. I think there is. Oh, 1 count here. And Tigner going for second, swung on and hit out. That's going to be a base hit. Tigner rounding second to go to third. And that'll be runners in the corners here for the Chiefs as Charlie Turner will get himself on. Kidgel up to bat now. Number 24, Kidgel stepping in. Runners in the corners, still a 1-0 ball game. No outs yet here in the top of the first. And another runner. He's going to go for second. Throws it in. And I think they called him out there. Yes, they did. So he gets caught trying to steal second, or trying to steal the base there. I think Tigner came in. So kind of set him up as a decoy there. At least one gone here. It's Charlie Turner caught stealing. Again, folks, I'd like to apologize for our really crappy internet here. It's a little frustrating that this happens every time we come to Whitt Field, and it works just fine over at Doak Field, but it's whatever. So one gone here in the top of the first, and nobody on third though, which is weird. I don't know what happened to Tigner. I think he might have actually, yeah, they called him out, so don't know what happened there, but he is gone. So two gone looks like. So Mason Tigner and Charlie Turner. Kidgel still up with the right-handed batter's box. Swung on and whiffs on it, strike two. So a bit of a confusing first inning for me, I guess. Kidgel down to his last strike here. Swung on and missed strike three, and they're going to get him on the strikeout as he tries to run to first. And that should put away the side if it's not. Okay, what happened? There was two gone on the scoreboard. Unless Tigner, okay, so never mind. Tigner did come home to score, so it looks like. So I apologize. Again, I think we're relying way too much on the scoreboard. Charlie Turner was out, though, so Kidgel is the second one gone. That is going to go right into the softball field there. A one count here as he fouls it back. So it's a 2-0 ball game. In case you're just tuning in here, Worland Chiefs.
Who do I give this to?
Sorry about that. We had someone asking where the foul ball was supposed to be returned to. So, sorry about that. 2-0 ball game, 0-2 count. Swung on and missed. Strike three, and that will put away the inning, or that will put away the side here. Worland still coming out to a 2-0 lead here. It's the battle of the Bighorn River. Worland Chiefs on top, 2-0 here in Thermopolis. We'll be right back. You are watching Thermopolis Bobcats Legion Baseball on Two Basin Sports Network, or at least attempting to watch. We'll be right back. Chiefs lead 2-0. Welcome back here inside of Mark Whitfield in Thermopolis, Wyoming, home of the Thermopolis Bobcats. Bottom of the first inning here. I'd like to remind you today's game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Company, a cleaning company based out of Thermopolis that specializes in commercial, residential, and carpet cleaning with 6.5 years of business experience. Ennis Cleaning Company is a proud sponsor of Two Basin Sports Network and the voice of the Bobcats. Well, the Worland Chiefs on top here. 2-0. And by the way, we apologize about the scoreboard. We expected, I don't know why, I don't know. Worland wearing red uniforms, as you can see, but we have them colored down as orange on our scoreboard. So we expected them to have some orange uniforms. Of course, Worland and orange go together like peanut butter and jelly. So their youth football team is orange. I believe their little leaguers they wear orange. So forgive me. The pictures I saw of the Legion team, they also had orange. So keep in mind, our scoreboard says orange, and to be honest, we'll probably keep it as orange on our scoreboard for the away series as well, but they are wearing the red uniforms. So, number 24, Kidgel. I do believe that is Bryson Kidgel, I believe is his name. We do not have first names on the lineup sheet, unfortunately. So I have to. Some of these kids played soccer, so I do remember their names. Or at least their first names, some of them, but a lot of these guys are still foreign to me, so apologize. I do not live in Worland, obviously, so even though I kind of treat it as a spring vacation home during soccer season. 1-0 here. So Kidgel on the mound. Tim Lippincott is leading us off here in this bottom of the first. One of the most reliable batters for the Bobcats. And that's a strike, a great pitch by Kidgel right where he wanted it there. It looked like that was on the top side of the strike zone there. Threw a nice one right above him. Winding up for the pitch. Here comes Kidgel with his third of the day. This one's popped up down toward right. Catcher's going to get up underneath it and can't bring it in. So I believe that's Laura, your catcher here for Worland. Unfortunately, Laura couldn't get there in time, but very good effort. Still a 2-2 ball, or sorry, a 1-2 ball game. Apparently, I've forgotten how to count. So this should be a 1-2 count. I'm not quite sure if the scoreboard. Yep, there we go. Winds up, swung on and hit back toward the chain link. So we are completely protected. Not only do we have the chain link, but unlike the level game, we actually have a tarp covering our quote-unquote booth here behind home plate. So thank you to the Bobcats Legion team for getting that set up for that. Of course, their scorekeeper, I forgot her name, so I apologize for that. I know her last name's Roberts, so Miss Roberts, thank you for getting that set up for us. 2-2 here. Ooh, there they go. A little bit of a bottom shelf pitch. Full count here for Tim Lippincott. Trying to get himself on base here. Well, it was supposed to be a 93-degree temperature here. The clouds have come in and made the heat very much bearable. So that is going to be a walk there. Speaking of heat, threw a nice little heater, but it was a little too far into the corner, and that'll be a base on ball here. Lippincott will take first. So it definitely doesn't feel like 90 degrees, but that's probably because I'm in the shade. So, well, there's not even any shade. It's just cloud cover. Pretty good turnout here. A lot of people here for both T-ball and Legion. Softball obviously will be starting here in about an hour or so. Obviously, we will not be there for the game, so I do apologize. And they're going to try and steal second. Lippincott gets in there, I think, safely. I'm holding my breath because I don't have a very good view of that second base umpire. Yep, Tim Lippincott does successfully steal second to get himself in scoring position. By the way, this is Tanner DeLay up at the... No. I think they're just going to call the ball as Lippincott goes his way to third off the wild pitch. Lippincott within 90 feet of scoring the first run of the game for the purple and gold here. Of course, if you're wearing the purple and gold, beating Worland is always the number one goal, right? But Worland is definitely making this a really difficult game so far here in this first inning. However, those wild pitches by Kidgel have put Lippincott in a very good spot here. And of course, the inverse is probably true as well. If you're a Worland athlete, you probably hate the look of purple and gold when you're in the middle of competition. And a great pitch there for the second strike, full count for Tanner DeLay. Kidgel trying to record the first strikeout of the game for Worland. Tim Lippincott still has the sole strikeout here. And that is going to be, I think, swung out and missed. Ooh, that's a new one. Casey Mackey stepping in. Apparently it's his birthday today, so from the TBSN crew, happy birthday, if that is indeed true. So Kidgel records a strikeout on Tanner DeLay, and now Casey Mackey stepping in. He has to duck for cover. That's going to bring Lippincott home. He'll come in standing up. Lippincott barely has had to lift a finger, but he will record that first run of the ball game for the Bobcats. Hope you're having a great day here. A really warm day. It got up to it was 92 when I left my house today, so it has definitely not felt like it. It's felt like, you know, mid 80s if anything, but that's probably because I'm not out in the middle of the sun. Top shelf there for Mackey, ball 2. It's a 2-0 count here. So Lippincott came in and scored from third off of, he was walked, swung on and hacks that at ball or strike 1. Kidgel still on the mound here for the Chiefs. Delivers. Swung on and missed, strike 2. That was a really good one there by Kidgel. And now Mackey down to his last strike, 2-2. Winds up and delivers the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Still a 2-1 ball game. Worland still on top here. Worland Chiefs wearing their red uniforms today. They got the Cleveland Indians C on the cap with a couple of feathers. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and that is back-to-back Ks here for Kidgel. Got both of his batters to swing on their third strike. And Lippincott has also, keep in mind, recorded a strikeout of his own in that first inning. So now if you're watching that pitcher battle between Lippincott and Kidgel, it is currently Kidgel with the upper hand. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Outside, ball 1. Seeing a good pitching battle here on the mound, and Kidgel has been doing really good on the opening defensive half here. Delivered the pitch there. Looks like strike 2. By the way, up to bat here, this is Trenton Enos batting cleanup here. Haven't seen him in the starting lineup on game 1 for a long time. Outside there, ball 2. An even count here for Trenton Enos. The mechanics boy here trying to see if he can patch the leaks here in this bottom half. Ooh, ball 3. Winds up to deliver the pitch. Swung on, and this one's popped up toward left, and that'll go a little bit toward that bullpen over there. That'll be a or that'll be strike 2 still off the strike. So we're going to try and get those logos on for this second inning for our advertisers. We apologize for that. And strike 3. So that is 3 strikeouts in a row there for the pitcher, Kidgel. Walked his first batter who came in for the run, but hasn't given up a run since then. Struck out 3 in a row, and that will end the inning. We'll be right back from Mark Whitfield here in Thermopolis, Wyoming. It's the Battle of the Bighorn River, the Thermopolis Bobcats, and the Worland Chiefs here on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. We'll be right back. You're watching American Legion Baseball on TBSN. I'd like to welcome you back here, the Worland Chiefs and the Thermopolis Bobcats on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. A rivalry matchup here between Thermop and Worland. This will be the first of 4 games that the Chiefs and the Bobcats will play in total. Bobcats will be heading to Worland next Thursday over at Oscar Trosseth Field over in the Newell Sargent Park Ballfield Complex. This is Dunham, I believe, up to bat. Or sorry, no, Laura, I apologize. And here they go, winds up for the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2, even count. 2-2. Internet situation kind of starting to improve, knock on wood. There's no wood here, so guess I'm screwed. 2-2 here. Ooh, that might be a ball as that one goes by 3-2. So Laura currently battling with Lippincott here, trying to keep his at-bat alive. Laura batting right-handed here. Delivers, strike 3, got him looking. So Laura goes down looking, and now Whitehead stepping in. Parker Whitehead. Outside. By the way, thank you to the Worland Chiefs for giving us a roster. We forgot to reach out to them throughout the week for a roster, so. Looks like 2-0 count here. Why is my camera off center? There we go. Beautiful view of T Hill and the world's largest mineral hot spring, Monument Hill. Beautiful place for a ballpark. Swung on and missed, strike 1. A little bit of history about this ballpark, by the way. Until about 2010, this place actually had a proper infield. They paved it, or I guess can't call it paved, but they kind of put it over with gravel after I believe 2010 or 2011. If you look at it on Google Earth, actually, if you go back into historic imagery, you can see it for yourself. So this place has gone through a couple of infield transformations over the years. And strike 2. Full count here for Parker Whitehead. By the way, I should probably wait till after this pitch, actually. Swung on. This one belted and almost gets the grab. He'll come in for the base hit, but just a very unfortunate play there in the field. Parker Whitehead with the opening base hit here in this inning. Coming in now, Lincoln Martinson. One man on, delivers the first pitch. That one a little bit outside and away from him there. 1-0 count. And outside there, well, no, sorry about that. Strike 1. A 1-1 count here for Martinson. Scoreboard still has to catch up here. By the way, our ad thing disappeared. We are currently replacing it. There we go. Oh, for the first time this season, we got ads on our scoreboard here. I didn't see the call there. I think it was a ball. So 2-1 count here. Delivers. Outside 3-1. Really surprised that Parker hasn't tried to steal second yet. Martinson's still up to bat. And that one might have walked him, and it did. So he'll go to first, and now I think this is McCoy. Is that what that says? Coming up to bat now. He'll be the last one in the lineup here, and then we're heading back to Cannon Tiedemann, who came in for an inside the park home run. By the way, that'll probably go up as a highlight on our page. All right. Ooh, has to duck out of the way for it. That is ball one. So one gone here in the bottom half of the inning. We have completely neglected our scoreboard. It is one gone, two on. Delivers, has to get out of the way of it again. Probably felt the breeze on that one. 2-0. Brody McCoy up to bat. Ooh, strike one, I believe is what was called there, 2-1. Delivers, swung on and hacks at it, strike two. Even count now for McCoy. Yep, that is. And again, Worland, just like South Bighorn, does actually put the names on the back of their jerseys for their team. So that is really cool. I like it when Grable does it, and I love it here too. It also helps me a ton. That is swung on in strike three, and Brady McCoy will go down swinging. Cannon Tiedemann up to bat. He had an inside the park home run in that first inning. This is Lippencott's second strikeout of the day. He's gotten both batters swinging. It was Kidgel and then McCoy. Tiedemann, his helmet says 10, but his jersey says 11, so just a little bit of a blooper there. And strike one for Cannon. By the way, still on the mound is Tim Lippencott. 2 strikeouts on the day so far. He has walked only 2 batters, which is well below average for what we've seen in the Legion season. And strike 2, called 0-2 here. Tiedemann's already proven he can be very dangerous when he's at bat if he can get a piece of it. Swung on and fouled back, 0-2. Cannon Tiedemann, I believe we saw him play soccer this past spring. He was a super fun player to watch for the Worland Braves. Ooh, and strike 3. I did not think that was actually going to be a call to strike there. That was a really close call, at least from our vantage point. But we will be right back as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Bobcats still trail, but they do help a little bit. They keep a run off the board as the Worland Braves still lead by 1 run. Bottom of the second coming your way, due up for the Bobcats. It is Tate Roberts. fans, welcome you back here as we get started here in the bottom of the second inning. It is Thermopolis Bobcats Legion Baseball on Two Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Well, that's not the right screen there, but I'd like to remind you today's game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Services, as well as, well, maybe not sponsored by, but a shout out as well to Voice of Thermopolis Podcast. We will have their logo on for the remainder of this summer. We had an interview with them. Go check it out. So now stepping in will be Tate Roberts. He is the fifth batter in the lineup. Bobcats went through four. Tanner DeLay, Casey Mackey, and Trenton Enos all struck out swinging. That one's going to be into the dirt, ball one. Still on the mound for Worland is Kidgel. He has three strikeouts on the day. I think that one was a little bit bottom shelf there, ball two. By the way, just a little bit of an overview of what's going on here today. Pitch wind up there. That was a little inside, ball three. Not only do we have Legion ball going on, a doubleheader today, around 7:30, 8 o'clock is when the next game will start. Of course, we'll be here for that. However, softball is in the building today, as they normally are. We do apologize to the rec district. We are not able to broadcast that, obviously. We will be here for the Legion boys today. It does suck that does clash with the softball, but that is going to be a walk here for Tate Roberts. I almost said Parker. I don't know why. So Roberts finds his way on to first via the walk, and now stepping in is going to be Braxton DeLay. Oh, and I don't know what happened there, but he's going to steal second. I think they were trying to pick him off and something happened. So I guess he's on second now, but stepping in once again, Braxton DeLay, Garrett Whitt on deck, Xander Allen in the hole. First time I believe we've seen Whitt in the starting lineup. So like I said, we got softball action today as well over at Joe Oak Field. T-ball just wrapped up, but right now we got coach pitch games going on, so that should be awesome to watch. Swung on and missed. 1-1 count here for DeLay. Kidgel looking for that fourth strikeout here. Whoa, that one's actually top shelf there, ball two. Kidgel's been a very dangerous pitcher today. That should probably go without saying. And that one kind of gets away from the catcher there. Delivers, strike two, full count. And with no outs yet here in this inning, they've got to try and get somebody away here to get some momentum on the defensive side. Still 2-1. Winds up and gets him looking, strike three. That is strikeout numero cuatro there for Kidgel. His first strikeout that he's gotten looking. He's actually, fun fact, he struck out both delays today. Braxton's gone down looking. Tanner went down swinging in that first inning. Stepping in now, Garrett Whitt. Gets away from him there as he has to duck, ball one. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit here in Thermop. Maybe it'll cool things down just a little bit more. And swung out. He's going for third. Will he get there? Yes, he will. He's going to go. He's going home. And the arrow will bring him home. The second run of the game, Tate Roberts. So the Bobcats have tied it up at 2. Tim Lippincott and Tate Roberts, the 2 runs today for the Bobcats. And now stepping in, here's Garrett Whitt. Whitt batting right-handed here. As T-ball is starting to get out, so we apologize for background noise here. Lines up for the pitch here. Top shelf, ball 3. 3-0 count here. So T-ball is getting out, but coach pitch is about ready to start, I do believe. So do come down over to the T-ball fields adjacent to Joe Doak Field for that. That's in the top shelf, and ball 4, Garrett Whitt getting on base. So there's been kind of a trend here. Everyone who's been walked for the Bobcats today has found their way home. So let's see if that trend continues for the purple and gold. Stepping in now, this is Xander Allen. Top shelf, ball 1. He's a little volatile. He likes to swing at some stuff, but he is patient when it's a pretty obvious thrown ball. They're going to try and pick him off at first and not anywhere close. Not only that, he lost control of the ball. Don't know how well you could see first because of the chain link, so I apologize for that. Delivers the pitch. Strike 1. 1-1 count here for Allen. A really good pitch, and Kidgel definitely has had a better time than most pitchers in at this American Legion level. He's done a really good job controlling his pitches, finding the zone, and that is a swung on missed strike 2. Yeah, it's 1-2 count here. They got the scoreboard inverse though. Should be a 1-2 count. Now should be 2-2. So a 2-2 count here with 2 runs on the board for both teams in the second inning. Can't get any more 2s than that, except if there was 2 outs. But it is going to be 2 outs as they'll get him looking strike 3. That is now Kidgel's 5th thrown strikeout here today. That is also his 2nd strikeout looking. Stepping in now, Dallin Bassey, the 3rd baseman. Bassey had he almost got himself the golden sombrero in that game against the Cody Cubs. But let's see if he's got his swings under control here today. Don't forget, second game coming up after this at about 7:30 or so. We are currently almost an hour through this game, so it's actually gone by a little quicker than I thought it would. Time flies when you're having fun. It's definitely a close game, though, which probably makes it a little bit more entertaining. A little bit inside, ball 2 for Bassey. Kidgel looking for that 6th strikeout here. He's already struck out 2. Both outs for the Warriors for the Chiefs have come by strikeouts. Swung on and missed strike 2. Bassey hacks at a high pitch. That one I don't even think I would have swung at, and I have the worst plate discipline in the world. And he needs to line up those. Oh, man, he was going to try and be patient with that one, but it doesn't work out. They'll get him looking. And that'll be strike 3 and out number 3 for Kidgel, and that will that will actually end the inning. So we'll head back to the top of the 3rd inning. Due up for the Worland for the Worland Chiefs will be, I believe will be Tigner, followed by Turner, and then Kidgel. We'll be right back. You are watching American Legion Baseball on 2 Basin Sports Network, the voice of the Bobcats. Tied up at 2 here at the end of 2. Like talking you back, Mason Tigner stepping in now for the Braves. He got walked on his last time out, looking to get his second run of the game. He was responsible for Worland's second and so far most recent run. So currently technically sitting 0 for 0. A walk does not count toward your batting average, I don't think. 1-0 count here. As always, this game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Service. Swung on and missed strike one. And good hack there for Tigner. He thought he had something there. So try not to get too confused. Mason Tigner up now, but Charlie Turner will be on deck. Swung on and missed strike two. A little bit of an outside pitch there. Tim Lippincott still on the mound here. This will be his third inning. He's only got 3 strikeouts here in this game. He struck out 2 batters swinging and 1 looking. Ooh, I thought he got hit there. Ball 2. Again, I always choose the worst angles here at this field. Swung on. This one hit on the ground. That should drop in for a base hit. And Tigner will get on base for the second time today, and he will think twice about going to second. He'll retreat back over to first, and that'll be the Worland Chiefs' only third base hit of the day. Charlie Turner, or no, that's not right. This is their 4th base hit of the day. Cannon Tiedemann, Charlie Turner, and Parker Whitehead have all hit base hits today. And now Mason Tigner joins that club. He'll get on first. Stepping in now is going to be Charlie Turner. And trying to pick him off, and that ball is going to go right through DeLay's glove, and safety for now. Need to just get my clipboard out. Swung on, hit on a line toward first. DeLay runs out there. He'll throw to second, and they will miss the ball there as Tigner will get in safely to second. So 1 gone still. However, crisis mostly averted there for Worland. They do still advance a runner into scoring position. So Charlie Turner lines out to first. Top shelf there, ball 1. So now the softball guys starting to come in here. We are about 20 minutes from that game starting. We'll try to keep you updated on softball as well. Swung on and missed, strike 1. This is Kidgel up to bat. He struck out swinging in his last at bat. He's 0 for 1 on the day. So 1-1 count here for Kidgel. BK, as he's been nicknamed by the Chief fans to the right of me. Ooh, outside. Good eye there by Kidgel. Ball 2. Game brought to you in part by Voice of Thermopolis. Aaron Simpson and his podcast here highlighting what Thermopolis has to offer. Tune in every week on YouTube. Also available on Spotify. Voice of Thermopolis, proud supporter of Two Basin Sports Network. Although not monetarily, it's still worth giving them a shout. Also check out the episode we did with them over on YouTube and Spotify. Just released that on Monday, so. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, I believe that is for Kidgel. So he's trying here, full count. Try not to go down swinging back to back. Lippincott winding up here. He's got a pretty high pitch count up to this point. Has to get, oh, they called a strike on it there. He'll go down looking. And that is 2 gone here in the top of the second. Or sorry, top of the third, I meant to say. I apologize. So 2 gone here. It was Turner who lined out to first, and now it's Kidgel going down looking on strikeouts. And now stepping in should be Dunham here. They'll try to pick off at second there, and that will keep Tigner at second. He got on there because of a sacrifice by Turner. He scored, or he got on base through a single. So let's see here. Dunham was, unfortunately, I believe they lined him out in his last at bat. Winds up, delivers the pitch. That's going to be off to the right, and that'll advance Tigner over to third. So Tigner will go to third, and right now Dunham is sitting at a 2-0 count. Well, with two gone, the Bobcats need to be super careful here. They got the leading run at third. They only have 2 outs, so they really only need a grounder or a strikeout to put them away. But they need to really be able to place this pitch here. Fielders also need to have their head on a swivel outside ball 3. While a walk would not be the end of the world here, it would definitely make them a little bit more under pressure. Again, as we mentioned, Lippincott has taken out two batters looking here. He's on 4 strikeouts, but he won't get a 5th there, as Dunham will get walked. So Dunham remains 0 for 1 on the day, but with a walk. And big man's coming out now. Jason Sid is going to talk with the pitcher here. We'll be right back from here inside of the Mark Whitt Field. It's still tied 2-2. Like talking you back, stepping in now is Laura. We got a pitching change as well. Tanner DeLay on the mound for the Bobcats. 2 gone here, 1 man on third. They're going to go for second here. I should probably say 2 men on. I apologize. This is Dallin Lara. Dunham advances his way over to second. Goes bottom there. 1-1 count for Lara. Lines up to deliver there, outside ball 2. Delay looking, winds up, and goes to the top there, ball 3. like to welcome you back here inside of inside of Mark Whitt Field here in Thermopolis. We're very sorry about the disconnection. We just now caught that. Internet gremlins here at Mark Whitt Field. What else is new? Oh, I'll be so glad to go to Sheridan and then Worland. Speaking of which, oh, that one's hit back up toward the pitcher. That is going to go up to first. That's already an out to start us off. Didn't even get to see who it was on the bat. So Tim Lippincott was the one lined out there. Do believe it's still Kidgel on the mound here. Now stepping in is going to be Tanner DeLay. Struck out swinging his last at-bat. Ooh, that one a little too close for comfort, ball one. So in case you're just tuning in here, one gone here in the bottom half of the third. All right, Internet Gremlins still striking here. Top shelf there, ball two. Tanner DeLay, and then Casey Mackey, the birthday boy, will be up next. Then Trenton Enos in the hole. Swung on, hit on the ground toward third. It goes through. I think it survives. It will be a base hit for Tanner DeLay to start us off here in the third. So his first hit of the game. And now Casey Mackey stepping in. His most famous highlight this season has been that 6 straight struck out batters against the South Bighorn Bandits. He'll have another opportunity to do that against the same exact team this next week. Popped up. This could be foul as Lara chases it there. It'll go into the park. So that will be 0-1 here for Mackey. Mackey struck out swinging his last at bat. Kidgel trying to get that 7th strikeout here. He struck out 7 today, including 3 swinging and 3 looking. Or he struck out 6 today, sorry. 3 swinging, 3 looking. Trying to get back on the bag here as he's safe. Way too close for comfort, and it looks like Coach Mackey is actually going to talk to him about that. I think he's getting on him for leading off like that. 0-1 count here. Off the pickoff attempt, obviously won't count toward the thing. This game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Company, a local cleaning company based right here in Thermopolis, with over 6 years of experience, specializing in residential, commercial, and carpet cleaning right here in Thermopolis. Delivers on the catch there. That's going to be way offline, but the second baseman will be right there to get it. So with that, I think it should be pretty obvious there. Tanner DeLay will steal second. The Bobcats, hands down, most aggressive base runner, does it again. Pulls off an Ellie De La Cruz and steals another base. And it's going to be another wild pitch. Lara chases it down. That's going to put Tanner DeLay on third now before you can even blink. And so now 2-2 count here. One man, the tying run currently sitting at third. Swung on and hacks at it, strike 3. Mac. Okay, we're back. So Tate Roberts up to bat. I know our internet is continuing to suck. Now this time it's just my box running out of battery, so I'll try and get that fixed in the middle of the inning. Thank goodness for range Wi-Fi, I guess. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do for the remainder of this inning, so you're going to see a lot choppier of a broadcast, unfortunately. Not like it would have changed anything. 1-2 count outside, and yes, the scoreboard did change. A run came in. It was Tanner DeLay off a base hit by Trenton Enos. Right now in is Tate Roberts. He got walked on his last time out. Came in for the Bobcats' second run, and he'll get plunked there. He gets hit. We are currently an hour through our first game here. Well, technically, we actually started 10 minutes before the expected start time, so down sooner rather than later. has to get out of the way. This is Braxton DeLay. Got struck out looking on his last at-bat. He's coming in 0 for 1 on the bats today. That's just in game 1. Two 0 count with 2 gone here. This is DeLay. 2 balls, no strikes. If this internet... Oh, man, that hit the ad board here. Lara chases it down. That's going to be up to third now for Enos. So Lara avoids any further damage there. Three 0 count here for DeLay. And strike. Had one there on the right side of the zone. 3-1 count. Garrett Whitt on deck for the Bobcats. In the hole is Xander Allen. Swung on, and this one popped up here toward the right, and that will fall foul. Enos still hanging out at third here. Swung on. This one popped up toward left, gets underneath it, and makes the grab. And so that will end the inning. So we will be right back for the top of the 4th, hopefully without many more internet gremlins, as DeLay will pop out toward left. We'll be right back. Still, it's tied up 3-3 as the run came in for Tanner DeLay for the Bobcats. We'll be right back here from Thermop here in just a second. Like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis as we get set to continue coverage of American Legion Ball. And the internet has just not liked us today. We are getting our box rebooted though, so that is definitely. But right now we're running off of the range Wi-Fi here that's set up at the fairgrounds. It's not great, but it is a temporary patchwork until the box reboots. Life of an amateur broadcaster, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? Okay, so let's get back into action here. Let's pretend like nothing happened. Do believe this is Brody McCoy up to bat here. He struck out swinging in his last at bat with top of the 4th inning here. This game, of course, brought to you as always by Ennis Cleaning Company here in Thermopolis. Also brought to you by Voice of Thermopolis Podcast. Delivers on the pitch there, and strike 2. Ooh, that one kind of into the chain link here, a wild pitch. So all 3 ball fields being used up. Softball just started their first game of the evening. And that one kind of into the dirt here. Okay, we have connected to our internet box now. Awesome. And so with that, they'll get him looking there, I believe, on that one. So a strikeout for McCoy. Back-to-back Ks here for him today. Tanner DeLay also recording his second strikeout of the evening. So we're about an hour through our action here. From Mark Whitt Field. Second game coming up in about an hour. That's going to be hit out cleanly into right field. That's a base hit. This time for the 11. So don't know what happened there. So now I'm heading back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be Tigner, as Cannon Tiedemann had a base hit. So, sorry, just trying to get my bearings here. Sorry about that. We had a couple of kids run by the booth here. Kids will be kids. And ball 1. Oh, sorry. Ooh, has to get out of the way of it there. Ball 2, or ball 2, I think. Oh, and the camera is not panned, so I apologize. 1-1 count here according to the scoreboard. Delay lets it go, fouls it back toward the chain link. 2 strikes. So Tigner currently batting 1 for 1 on the day with a single. He did come home. He's come home twice today. Once off a walk in the first inning and once off a single in the third. Took him a while, but he did get eventually home. He is the most recent run today for the Chiefs. 2-2 here, it looks like, for Mason Tigner. Plays basketball in the winter. Plays for the Worland Braves for Worland Middle School in basketball. So I believe I've heard plays for AAU here in Thermop. So he's connected between both communities as he struck out looking there. Charlie Turner now stepping in for the Chiefs. Batting 1 for 2 on the day. He lined out on his last at-bat. Ball. So looks like 2 gone here. Strike. 1-1. So 2 looking strikeouts so far thrown by Delay. Swung on and missed strike 3, and that will, check that, I apologize. Again, scoreboard throwing us off there. I apologize. We need to start paying more attention to the ump. But two strikes here. Swung on and missed. Now that's strike 3. So they will get him swinging on that, and that will retire the side. As that will also be the 4th strikeout of the day for Tanner DeLay and the 9th strikeout as a team for Thermopolis. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 4th inning in just a moment. Bobcats trying to take the lead here in Game 1 of the series. I'd like to welcome you back here inside of Mark Whitt Field in Thermopolis here on the campus of the Hot Springs County Fairgrounds. Here at the complex. Joe Oak Field behind us, softball going on. Wyoming Whiskey's playing, I believe, Wyoming Gas right now. So it's a shame we're not there for this, but we are having a lot of fun calling this game. So we'd like to thank you so much for tuning in to this. We'd like to remind you this game brought to you by Ennis Cleaning Services, specializing in residential, commercial, and carpet cleaning right here in Thermopolis. Over 6 years experience in cleaning. Proud sponsor of Two Basins Sports Network. You can find them on Facebook. Now stepping in looks to be Garrett Whitt. Got walked on his last at-bat. By the way, pitching change for Worland. Dunham now on the mound for Worland. After 6 strikeouts by Kidgel, he's finally going to get a much-needed rest. Throws to the left, and that's a bit of a pitching form that we've not seen at all this season. Almost it's not that kind of pitching style, but it does remind me of the South Korean style of pitching. Very unorthodox, but let's see if it works for him. 2-0 count, though, so far. As Whitt tries to avoid getting walked here. As Dunham tries to avoid walking Whitt. Great, there's screaming kids in the background, so now I can hardly focus. Parents, I'm just going to say this. Don't take your kid if they're just going to scream. Find a babysitter. That's going to be a walk here for Garrett Whitt. So now Xander Allen will be stepping in. Still tied 3-3 here in the bottom of the 4th here in Game 1. Gonna slide right back in. That'll be safe. God, I am so excited for Game 2 because that'll be a night game eventually. That game should be starting at about 1 hour's time, given on the theme that we've had the past couple of games. Gets it a little bit low there. I think that's ball 1. Allen struck out looking on his last time out. Oof. Ball 2 here. Leading off there, Garrett Whitt off the first a little bit here, but he's positioning himself to slide back in case he needs to. Into the dirt. Whitt chooses to stay at first despite that. 3-0. No outs just yet here. Ooh, and a strike. Finally got a good pitch there off of Dunham. I wonder if he's related to Jeff Dunham. That's going to be a walk here. So he's walked back-to-back batters here. Just give Peanut another reason to laugh. Oh, that is going to be Allen going up to first on a walk. That's the first time he's seen the base today. Now Dallin Bassey stepping in. I believe they got him out looking on his last time out. Struck out either way. And strike 1. Of course, our strike zone's probably a little bit skewed. We are a couple of inches off to the right of the plate, but swung on, fouled back toward the chain link. I think that might have landed into the softball field there. course, Levi doing his smack talk over there at the softball game. Oh, for cripe's sakes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought the internet was disconnecting again, but I guess not. It does have it's a little bit smoother actually now that I'm charging the box. So I'm wondering if some of this isn't battery related. 1-2 here. Maybe I just need to keep it plugged in. Two here. Still a 3-3 ball game in the bottom of the fourth inning. No outs just yet here, but Dallin Bassey 2-2. Swung on. That one ripped up the middle, and that will fall into the outfield. That'll be a base hit, and it might even come in for a run. They're going to throw to third, and that is going to go way on by, and a double here for Dallin Bassey. So I think that was Garrett Whitt that came home. A beautiful rip into the outfield there for Dallin Bassey. So that'll make it a 4-3 ball game. Runners on second and third. Oh! Spider. Ugh. Hate spiders. Ugh. So I think we just missed an entire pitch there. Swung on it, missed. Hate this field because of that reason. I know it's probably harmless, but good lord. 0-2 count here. And looks like they'll strike him out there. So who is this? Tim Lippincott. So that'll make him 0 for 2 on the day. It's into the dirt there for delay, ball 1. And that one's ripped on a line to third. That's a base hit. That'll bring in 1 run to score. Rounding third to go home. And that'll bring in 2 runs, so Bassey will score from second. And Tanner DeLay on a double base hit. So it brings in both Xander Allen and Dallin Bassey to score 6-3. Still only 1 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and we got a mound visit here. The catcher is going to have a little bit of a visit here with Dunham. I don't think that's Laura still in anymore. I think that's Canyon Tiedemann that's up there as catcher now. So with that, I think this is Casey Mackey up to bat. Struck out swinging both at bats.